Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, what is Startup Madeira?
So Startup Madeira is an incubation center here in Madeira. We have 2 incubation centers here in Madeira.
What are you incubating?
We are incubating entrepreneurs, business ideas, people that are willing to bring innovation to their businesses, to the ecosystem regarding services, technology, EOT, so mainly those kind of areas and sectors. So our main idea and our main objective is to bring and to boost the innovation sector here in Madeira, and to give tools to entrepreneurs who want to increase their business idea to their even their business group. So we are there to facilitate them. And we are part of the business network in Europe. So for us, it's really important to be integrated in this network of entrepreneurship. So we are really happy to be part of this. And to that, we also run different kind of acceleration programs and other things that help not only the local ecosystem, but also to welcome international entrepreneurs.
Okay, and how it works? So, for example, I'm your potential client of Startup Madeira. What can I get? What should I do?
So Startup Madeira, it is part of the regional government of Madeira. We are under the Secretary of Economy, the regional economy here in Madeira. For that, for us, it's really important to boost up the economy. So anytime that entrepreneurs want to join us, and let's say a local one, it has been happening, they usually come to us with an innovation idea. And either they want to be incubated in our incubation center here in Funchal or in Ribeira Brava. Through that, we can facilitate them, do even consultancy, mentorship, put them in touch with accountant management, lawyers, whatever they need to keep growing. Investments, like, exactly. We do
Are
have
there
some
any
partnerships.
venture capitalists?
One of our partnerships is Portugal Ventures back in the mainland. And also there are some private investors that whenever there is an opportunity to facilitate the communication between them, we are more than happy to do so.
So when I was in California, in Palo Alto, I saw that a lot of startuppers, they can pitch their ideas right in a Starbucks and meet some investors right there. So that is why it's like a magnet place. What we can say about Madeira startups?
Our startups, most of them, and this is something that we have been noticing for the last years, is that they always, when they have an idea, they always want to have it a sustainable one, in the sense of they can grow from their own, at least in the beginning. So trying to get their own clients so they can boost and keep earning their own money with their own business model. And that has been happening in Madeira. Most of our startups has been doing it on a specific kind of projects that have been attracting investments. So imagine, I don't know, the health system and all of that, more specific ones are getting the investments. The other ones are trying to get users or clients, even from Madeira to the world. We do have some great examples. For instance, we do have one here in Madeira that they started with an app for Levadas Walk, and now they walk me. But then they decided to turn also to the gaming industry, and they have some online games. They have an app with games, and now they have over 20 million users worldwide, and they are doing it from Madeira. That's an example. We also have a developers teams in our incubation center that they are developing, all of the parts that are developing the programmers are doing it from Madeira, but the startup, it is from United States. And they are more than 12 doing it from Madeira, and they are local people.
So they relocate?
No, they are local people.
Local people?
Yes. So we do have also in our incubation centers startups related to IoT. We do in the intelligence of the buildings. Also, we do have one that is turning themselves into the AR industry. So we do have others regarding the communication, the 5G, so services more related to that. Besides that, what we also do have is that we run acceleration programs we do have for the local communities. So let's say there is someone in Madeira that has a business idea, but they don't know what exactly to do with it. They can apply to our acceleration program, which is called Start Now. This now actually at the moment is going on the 3rd edition. We have over 40 or 50 registrations this edition. And now we have startups or projects that are now at the moment being mentored by a team to help them with the business model, all those steps that they need. And also we do know that Madeira is a great living hub to test out some ideas. And tourism and travel, of course, is one of those sectors. So back in 2017, we have launched a program with Tourism Portugal and the Nova SBE that is called Madeira Startup Retreat, which is to boost...
Startup Retreat.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the idea is to bring to Madeira 8 startups. It was in the beginning, 8 startups for 8 weeks to Madeira, so they can partake in mentorships, in workshops, in wage opportunities, talking with like-minded people, and doing it from Madeira. And we have done it since 2018. And so we are doing it now. The 4th edition is going to take place this year, and we are looking forward to welcome again international startups that they want to use Madeira as a place where they can test out their services or products. But also if they want, they can scale to Europe, beginning with Madeira. So there's also that solutions that we also like to help with the entrepreneurs.
How many startups join the Startup Madeira already?
We have around 50 because we do have physical incubations, we do have physical offices, we have 2 co-working spaces here at this in Funchal, and then we have our virtual offices. So imagine that someone doesn't need exactly per se an office, but needs an address and a solution to have meeting rooms and all of that. We also do have that kind of services. At the moment we are quite full at our incubation center, which is something that we are very happy that knowing that many entrepreneurs want to be part of our ecosystem. But we also do have Ribeira Brava, so summing up, I would say that kind of number.
Do you have any unicorns already?
That I know of, no, unfortunately. That we know, no.
But close to unicorns?
Close to unicorns, I don't know exactly the names, but we do have amazing, even like startups and projects here in Madeira that definitely deserve attention regarding software, regarding banking industry. They have bringing solutions not only to Madeira but also to the world. We also do have many big companies regarding technology. So I think we are growing in that direction.
Could you mention a few interesting companies, maybe your favorite ones,
or
no, maybe some interesting ones?
No, for instance, there is one which I think will will continue the next of the conversation, but back in 3 or 4 years ago, an Austrian, he came to Madeira. He opened his company, or at least his spin-off here in Madeira, called Connecting Software, and they started with a small team. I don't know, 20 people or more than that, and they are growing so much, and they have so many clients around the world, and are doing it from Madeira, and they are also hiring local talent, which is also a very important factor that we believe that Madeira has great talents, and not only in the developers, but marketing, design, and so many different kind of areas. So for us, having these entrepreneurs trusting and believing in the local talents, it is really important.
As I understand, majority of these startups, they come from another countries, or startups growing here, how it works?
Yeah, the startups usually that we work with, basically most of them, they are born here, are the locals. But of course, sometimes we do receive others from, as the example that I said before, there is that one. And also what has been happening is that in the Madeira Startup Retreat project, I would say that over almost 90 entrepreneurs from around the world have been here partaking in that program, and which is very interesting. And some of them have decided to establish their company here in Madeira or open a spin-off for their company here in Madeira, which means that sometimes it's good because they present a new services here and with a new approach, and they can hire someone who do synergies with local businesses, with local stakeholders. So those strong over connections and knowledge and experience is something that as Startup Madeira is what we believe in, and that has been happening very naturally.
You should have a strategic plan for the next 5 years, I don't know, 2 years. Could you share?
Startup Madeira actually turns 25 next year. So I think one of the first milestones is to celebrate it. When I say celebrate it is, I think that will be in a special year because we can review what has been done for the last, I don't know how many years, because Madeira is very well known by the capacity of reinventing themselves and being able to find new solutions, new ways to be creative, and welcoming of the Madeirians is something that is very well known. I think, you're here visiting, you're probably sure that you have noticed it, but it's something that we really love to do, and this has been happening since the very beginning of our history. So definitely next year would be that. We'll be reviewing what has been done, reviewing the startups, the entrepreneurs, and celebrating all of the knowledge, because we also work with a lot of the schools. We have a program with the schools, S RUSSKIMI. So all of these things will definitely be combined. Our idea is to keep growing, to keep giving the opportunities for the local entrepreneurs to feel safe that it's okay to take a chance and to know that we will be there to help them. And also for the international entrepreneurs that want to use Madeira in the sense, in a good sense of course, of the word, but to implement their ideas, to get to know, and sometimes to establish their company here, hire local talent, and to give it a new approach of what you can do here. And I think that can be quite interesting. And the Digital Nomads Madeira Island definitely will be part of that 5-year project. And the idea was to attract digital nomads to Madeira, having a place as Ponta do Sol where people can feel welcome, and it has everything that you may need there. So besides having a working space that it is being used in the Centro culture of the John dos Passos, that is free for our digital nomads. People can use it.
It's on the bay.
On the city center, because they have to register first in our website. Digital nomads were attracted to the idea of coming to Madeira, having a place to stay. We send them a list of accommodations of places where nomads are being welcomed from 1 to 3 months or more than that even. Rented cars are doing special prices, working space where people can work such as this one. So all of that information we send to digital nomads. So instead of going to Google, nothing against it, I'm a big fan of it, but we would facilitate all of that information. So when we launched it, we were hoping to get like 500-600 registrations from the world of people wanting to come here.
500-600 registrations?
Yeah, in the end, until now, you have 7,000 registrations from digital nomads from over 95 countries.
Unbelievable.
We know that probably since February, at least, over 1,200 or 1,500 had been in Madeira, working and living here. We believe that as soon as it is safe and possible to travel again in between the United States and the European Union, we believe that so many of them will come. Because we are continuing our project for longer term, that will mean they can come whenever they decide to, and there will be houses and hotels and accommodation and all of that to receive them.
Which is also good for investors who want to develop some projects here. And as I understand it, here in Funchal, it's not so many plot of lands to build something new, but in another location such as Ponta do Sol, there is a good opportunity maybe to build something for them.
Yes, what is happening is that also that we know of, many people that are falling in love with Madeira are not as many, but some of them are deciding to stay because digital nomads, of course, they want to continue traveling, discovering the world while doing it. But some have decided to not stop, but put it at a pause and have an address here in Madeira. So they are doing all the legal requirements to stay here, to buy a property, to establish their business here in Madeira. And that has been something that we have continuously seen. Some of them are trying to get a visa so they can keep and stay in Madeira for longer term. So all of that, it has been very, very interesting to see. And it's only been happening for a couple of months, basically. So since February, so 5-6 months, nothing, not too much time. But so far, it's very interesting to see. So of course, Madeira is always welcome to have more investors, more people that are willing to bring new ideas, new knowledge, and also to keep doing these synergies. And also one of the things that's really important, those bullet points, is that the fast internet, I think that's fiber optic most around Madeira, and that's really important. We do have many connections with flights with Europe, and our time zone is really good. It's the same time as London, so you can, in just one in the afternoon, you can talk with Singapore, and then you can talk with the United States. I think the hours here are really good, the time zone.
So Madeira could be considering as a startup capital, no?
I don't know exactly if it is a startup capital, but definitely an amazing place to work and live, at least even if it is remote or digital nomad or that, to establish a service here, to work from here, do a spin-off or any kind of related to that. And it could be definitely an amazing place to start and to scale to Europe if you are from inside European Union. You can get to know in a very more quiet, in the sense of more safe destination, and then you can keep growing.
There is Tech University here, or Tech Academy near your office in downtown.
There is a University of Madeira that has definitely many courses, such as medicine, biology, and they also do have about informatics and developers programming. Most of the people that leave the university, they already are hired right away. So it is a bit tricky to find someone here in Madeira in that sense, because everyone gets hired very quickly because they are good at it.
Could you explain where we're sitting now?
Of course. I think we are in one of my personally favorite spots here in Funchal. You can definitely find different kind of spots here in Madeira, and I'm sure you did, but this one is a very special. This was designed by Nini Andrade Silva. She is one of our most renowned names here in Madeira, besides Cristiano Ronaldo, of course.
And Mikaela.
And Mikaela, and then, no, of course. But Nini, she is a very renowned designer. She has decorated and made the interior designs of many hotels around the world, in many other places. So having more spots by private entities.
Inspirational ones.
And inspirational ones, and I think it's quite obvious that here you can have these creative moments. And so digital nomads can also come here and work from here. There's a daily fee, it's really good. Yeah, it is amazing. Besides the beautiful landscape. But we also do have, I think in a fast way, but a growing expat community. So people that actually decided to come here and stay. And we do have an amazing expat community of Russians here in Madeira. So if you go to places like Caniço, and there is a big community of Russians there, and you would, if you Google or whatever, you would see that many of them run property managements here in Madeira, and they are owned and organized by Russians people.
Mm-hmm. And do you host any conferences, expos, like Web Summit, but not so large?
Yes. I mean, usually we go as Startup Madeira, and as the regional government of Madeira, we have been going to the Web Summit officially with a stand and to talk about Madeira, the entrepreneurs, the ecosystem, the kind of synergies that can be done here, and all of those benefits is also being shown there. Let's see how it goes this year with if it is going to happen or not. So we always love to be part of it, and also to get to know more people and get to know what's going on. Here in Madeira, there are some kind of fairs that they are being done, and also during our projects, we also love to open the doors. Of course not because of the COVID, but as soon as things get lifted, we are sure that, for instance, in that Madeira Startup Retreat, one of the things that we love to do is in the end do a demo day, so people can come together, the local entities, the business, just students or tourists per se, just can come and witness what people are saying, the ideas, and even bring other people so they can have motivational talks or even to share what is happening out there, so we can just all learn with information and knowledge.